Hey everyone, my name is Jason Owens. I'm the founder of Campaign Sauce. I am really happy to have you join me here today. I'm going to unpack our key framework that we use here at Campaign Sauce. This is how we grow our business and how we help our clients grow their business as well. First, we have to take any conversation about selling out of this overt salesy language. I'm trying to get away from lingo that you hear in sales teams and sales management because most of us just don't live in that world. Sadly, I think a lot of damage has been done by talking about selling as if it were some skill that only superhumans possess. I don't think this is the case at all. I find that most people don't like selling, but everyone enjoys having conversations. When you realize that your path to a bigger future is tied directly to having more conversations, then creating that future becomes a lot easier. Some of these conversations you have face to face, and some of these conversations you'll have over email, sometimes over texting, and sometimes over social media. There's never been a better time in the history of the world to have meaningful conversations with people. Most importantly, you can do this in a way that is comfortable for you and feels natural. So let's unpack the three conversations. My company works with a wide array of people with self-generated income. This ranges from people who hold commission-based sales roles in a company to self-employed couples who sell their goods through an online store. You'll hear me mention examples that range across that spectrum in order to appeal to a wider audience. So with that in mind, let's get started. Conversation 1, introducing people to your business. This is the very first time that people are coming into contact with you or learning about your business. This could be as simple as a one-sentence reply when you're having lunch with someone new, but it often involves a larger audience. So some examples are setting up a booth at a large fishbowl event, such as a trade show, a festival, a craft fair, a juried art show, or a business expo at a chamber of commerce. For those of you into online marketing, it could be some big awareness or traffic campaign. For those of you who run with, say, the influencer crowd, this could mean having a prominent person mention your product. Some of these conversations are automated, some aren't. Some of these are very high touch and very personalized. Some aren't. Some of these are scalable and allow you to reach a very large group with your message. And some aren't. The good news here is that there are a ton of ways to introduce people to your business, and there's never been a better time to do this at scale. Conversation 2, reminding people about your business. Now, like conversation 1, there are many ways to remind people about your business. The short list includes simply picking up your phone and calling somebody to follow up with them. It could be a reminder email that you send out to an individual. It could be a short text message, a handwritten letter, right? An email campaign. With a few minutes of thought, I'm sure you can come up with dozens of ways that you can remind people about your business. The good news is that in that list, you'll find one or two ways that really, truly feel right for you. Reminding people about your business is probably the least glamorous thing that business owners do in this whole concept of selling, and as a result, it tends to get the least amount of attention. I found that the extroverts tend to love conversation 1, right? They love trade shows, they love festivals, they like being in front of people, meeting new people, right? This is a source of energy for them and they just feed on it. Now, the introverts, on the other hand, they find their excitement in basically not dealing with people, right? They might get their excitement out of, say, the next social media campaign, right? Now, of the business owners who will have a conversation 1, most of them tend to skip straight to conversation 3, right? They want people to buy stuff, right? They want that revenue. However, you do not want to skip conversation 2. I can't tell you the number of times that this has happened here in my business and with my clients. Okay, at some point, once a sale is made, the new customer says something along the lines of, I've been following your work for years and I've been meaning to do business with you. Seeing your most recent promo, your campaign, your message, your outreach email, this is what made me come to you now. Okay, the only reason that the sale happened is because of doing a really good job in conversation 2. Failing to do a good job in conversation 2 means you're probably leaving money on the table. Now, I've known several companies that are operating well into the $1 million range, yet they send out barely 3 to 4 emails a year. Now, you just can't imagine the amount of money that these businesses are leaving on the table by not having more of this second conversation, of reminding more people about their business. Now, when I go to art shows or gallery crawls, I will very often sign up for people's mailing lists. However, I can count on one hand the number of times that I've heard back from these people after signing up. Now, if you think about this, they went to all the trouble to set up the booth. They went to all the trouble to bring all their stuff there. They even thought ahead enough to bring the clipboard, right, to have the email list sign up form. So they went to all that trouble to do conversation one, but I was not reminded about their business, right? They failed to do conversation two. So as a result, when I head into the next holiday shopping season, I don't even remember these businesses, right? The good news is that of the many, many ways to remind people about your business, several of them can be automated. So just think about it. With a little bit of setup work at the beginning of the month, you can run most of your reminders on autopilot, which allows you to continue nurturing these people who were introduced to your business and preparing them for conversation three. Conversation three, inviting people to buy from your business. Now, this is the fun part, right? This is where the cash register rings. This is where you write the big contract to land that big whale you've been chasing for 3 years. This is where you receive a record number of orders in your online store. While everyone enjoys this, almost across the board, I find this one thing to be true with all the clients that I work with. People don't do enough of it. Their process for having these conversations often lacks a great deal of structure. Again, due to the amount of distractions in a business, it's very easy for these conversations to get neglected, or you just end up leaving them to chance. For example, if you're a more traditional sales role, you probably have a list of prospects right now that you should be connecting with, but haven't quite found the time to do it. You may even find yourself with a list of people who have your sales proposals, okay? People who have said they're interested in doing business with you. You've invested time in trying to get this relationship going, yet you haven't found the time to follow up with them once they have the proposal. For those of you who are in more of, say, an online world, you may find that you're too busy dealing with supply chain issues, creating products, shipping orders, that you don't really send out this month's email campaign, right? It just kind of slips through the cracks again this month. The good news is that by having more of these sales conversations, you get to enjoy the reward for your effort. You get the win and the great feeling that comes with it. Now that we've covered the 3 conversations, I want to discuss the big obstacles that keep people from having more of these beneficial conversations. So here we are, the big obstacles. These are situations that keep you from having conversations about your business. As a result, these owners are not enjoying the lifestyle they want nor the income they deserve. The first is inertia. There's simply a lot going on in everyone's business. Now, as labor costs increase, people start feeling the squeeze, and they often don't have enough people in their business. So that means that more of the day-to-day operations falls on the plate of the business owner, who now no longer has time to build the business, right? We're in that classic dynamic of working in the business versus working on the business. Well, that's just the inertia. So there's also just normal routine, right? In some ways, talking about your business, it's a lot like exercise. Everyone knows we should be doing it, but not everyone's making time for it. I'll get to it tomorrow. Crises. The second major reason that people do not have as many conversations that they would like is crises, right? Now, these come up a lot, okay? More often than we would all like. So if you travel for sales, you end up with that flat tire or your transmission goes out. If you're working in the office, your printer dies. Now that means you got to go to the store. Okay, I was going to do this, but now I've got to go to the store to get a printer. I can't really wait for one to be shipped to me. I need the printer right now. One of your suppliers might fall through, so you're left scrambling to get critical materials you need. Something gets lost in shipment. You've got an angry customer to manage now. Now you've got to go track down the thing. Or maybe you do a lot of your shipping by freight, but you're just sitting there struggling, trying to find a carrier at a reasonable rate with availability. Okay, the last major reason that people do not have enough conversations about their business is that they feel that they just don't have the right voice. Perhaps they learn some kind of a sales system, right? Back in their former life, back in corporate America. But that system just doesn't feel like it fits here, fits me now, fits me in this situation. Or maybe you're trying to learn online sales and you just can't quite navigate the landscape. Finding the right path gives you a voice. It isolates you from crises and provides its own inertia. So let's talk a little bit about the right path. What I find in most businesses that work with us here at Campaign Sauce is that at the beginning, most are not having enough of these conversations. They don't want to be involved in any of the three conversations, right? Because it's too hard or I don't have enough time, right? Again, this fits in the category of stuff they should be doing but aren't. If you happen to work as an agent for a company, it's way easier to get wrapped up in client service work. If you are a traditional self-employed business, it's far more fun to get involved with making and shipping the product rather than having conversations where maybe you'll get rejected, right? And a lot of this can be translated into they just haven't found the authentic way to do this that just feels right. Okay, they haven't found the right path. The right path is choosing to have the three conversations in a way that just feels genuine to you. When you find the right path, having conversations about your business and inviting people to do business with you is actually pretty energizing. When you stray off of the right path, you find talking about your business is so draining that you just avoid doing it. You'd rather deal with the crises. You'd rather deal with the service work than grow your business. However, when you're on that right path, you find that you have more energy at the end of the day than you had at the beginning. Growing your business just becomes a natural extension of who you are. This creates a self-reinforcing behavior to continue having even more conversations. So the inertia now turns in favor of selling rather than just sitting on your couch. In time, your revenue grows, which allows you to hire more staff, which buffers you personally from crises. Again, finding the right path gives you a voice, isolates you from crises, and provides its own inertia. So there you have it. We've covered the three conversations that you can begin having to grow your business and your lifestyle to where you want. We've also covered the three obstacles that every business owner faces as they attempt to grow their company. We've covered the answer, the right path to overcoming the three obstacles. Here at Campaign Sauce, we can help you find your voice. We can help you find your right path for having these sales conversations. In fact, once you've found your right path, we can help you implement that to take a lot of that work off your plate and to help make your life a lot easier. Reach out to us at our website, campaignsauce.com, or through the messaging tools on our social media channels. We'd love to help you have a bigger future starting today.